Johannesburg trembles under the weight of speculation tonight. The city, usually pulsing with its familiar rhythm of commerce and politics, feels different, its air charged with anxiety and rumor. Whispers of an imminent arrest of President Cyril Ramaphosa have swept through every corridor of power, igniting shock and disbelief across South Africa's political landscape. Streets hum with uneasy conversations, and in the heart of Sandton's cafes and offices, the nation's elite hold their breath. A strange tension lingers in the air, dense, unrelenting, as though the city itself knows that something monumental is about to unfold. Reports circulating through political circles suggest that several senior figures within the African National Congress have either vanished from public view or quietly fled, fearing they might be the next casualties in what insiders are calling a silent purge. The whispers hint at a political storm brewing from within the ruling party's core, a storm capable of shaking the very foundation of South African democracy. But before we delve deeper into this tangled web of secrets and power struggles, it's worth remembering that what you are about to hear could alter South Africa's political future forever. The chaos erupted earlier this morning after an anonymous audio recording appeared online, allegedly captured during a top-level ANC strategy meeting. The voice in the clip, calm but clearly strained, is believed to belong to a high-ranking government official. In the recording, the speaker can be heard saying that a warrant for President Ramaphosa's arrest has already been sanctioned, awaiting only a final signature. The words carry a quiet finality: "It's done. We just need the signature. Once it's signed, everything will change." Within hours, the recording went viral. Across platforms like X, Facebook, and TikTok, the public erupted into chaos. Hashtags such as #Ramaphosa arrest, #ANC in panic, and #The Purge begins dominated timelines as millions speculated on who had ordered the warrant, and why. South Africans demanded clarity, truth, and answers. By midday, every major news outlet in the country was scrambling to verify the authenticity of the recording. While the presidency dismissed the claims as malicious fabrications designed to destabilize the government, the timing couldn't have been worse. Just days earlier, a leaked report had implicated several of President Ramaphosa's closest allies in multi-billion rand corruption scandals involving infrastructure and energy tenders. The explosive combination of those revelations and the mysterious recording sent the nation into turmoil. In Johannesburg, the political landscape descended into near chaos. Security checkpoints appeared overnight around key government buildings. Black, unmarked vehicles entered official compounds at odd hours, their tinted windows concealing faces both powerful and frightened. In government corridors, whispers replaced conversation, fear replaced authority. Sources within law enforcement reported that at least 5 senior ANC figures had abruptly left their homes, some allegedly boarding last-minute flights to destinations such as Dubai, Mauritius, and Singapore. One senior investigator, speaking off the record, hinted at what many had begun to suspect: these sudden movements are not coincidental. They know something big is coming. Intelligence operatives confirmed they had been monitoring encrypted communications between politically connected entrepreneurs and former ministers accused of funneling public funds offshore. Meanwhile, in the affluent suburbs of Sandton and Bryanston, home to many of South Africa's political elite, unusual activity was spotted. Witnesses described convoys of black SUVs leaving the residences of known ANC members under heavy security escort, only hours after the recording surfaced online. "They looked terrified," said one onlooker. This wasn't confidence, it was panic. Inside the ANC itself, paranoia spread like wildfire. Meetings of the National Executive Committee reportedly dissolved into shouting matches as members accused one another of leaking information, collaborating with investigators, or plotting against the president. One NEC insider, speaking on condition of anonymity, described the atmosphere bluntly: "It's chaos. Nobody trusts anyone. Phones are being checked. Conversations are being recorded. Allies are turning into enemies overnight." Some party loyalists believe the recording is a calculated ploy, an orchestrated attempt by President Ramaphosa's political rivals to discredit him before the upcoming party conference. Others insist the threat is real and that an arrest could be imminent. A veteran ANC strategist summarized the sentiment succinctly: something is happening behind the scenes. Whether it's real or fabricated, it's working, everyone is shaken. President Ramaphosa himself has maintained an unusual silence. Apart from a brief written statement through his spokesperson dismissing the rumors as malicious and false, he has avoided the public eye entirely. His absence, however, has only deepened national anxiety. Political analyst Tobit Timber commented that when a head of state vanishes from view amid crisis, it sends the wrong message. People begin to assume the worst, that he's negotiating his own survival or that something far bigger is happening out of sight. Unofficial sources suggest that Ramaphosa has been holding private meetings with legal advisors and intelligence chiefs to assess the scale of the unfolding disaster. Some allege he is demanding loyalty pledges from top officials, while others whisper that he may be preparing for a sweeping cabinet reshuffle to restore control. Meanwhile, public outrage continues to swell. Demonstrations erupted outside the union buildings in Pretoria and at the ANC's Luthuli House headquarters in Johannesburg. Protesters carried placards reading "No more lies," "Clean up the ANC," and "Step down now." For now, the protests have remained largely peaceful, but police have tightened security across all government precincts and media centers as tensions climb. Hour by hour. For ordinary South Africans, the spectacle feels painfully familiar. Taxi drivers, students, and street vendors interviewed by reporters expressed the same weary sentiment: we've heard all this before. But if these arrests are real, maybe justice is finally coming. Economists warn, however, that the rumors could be part of a calculated political maneuver. A confidential source within the intelligence community suggested that a faction within the ANC, possibly working with former senior officials, may have engineered the leak to undermine Ramaphosa's grip on power before the party's elective conference. Leaks like this don't just happen, the insider explained. They're strategic. It's about testing loyalty, seeing who panics, who flees, and who stays. Opposition parties have seized the moment to intensify their calls for transparency. The Democratic Alliance, Economic Freedom Fighters, and Action SA all issued public statements demanding that the presidency release documentation related to state fund investigations, government tenders, and offshore accounts. Their message was clear: the people deserve the truth. The economic consequences were immediate. Investor confidence took a hit as the Johannesburg Stock Exchange dipped sharply, reflecting fears that another political crisis could drag down an already fragile economy. The rand weakened against the dollar amid uncertainty, signaling unease both domestically and abroad. Inside the ANC, the battle for control has grown more vicious. Leaked WhatsApp exchanges among mid-level officials reveal frantic discussions about potential exit strategies should Ramaphosa's leadership collapse. Others within the party call for solidarity, insisting that the president is being sabotaged by factions opposed to reform. A retired ANC veteran, reflecting on the events, told journalists that this crisis feels different: we've lived through scandals and power struggles before, whispers, leaks, anonymous recordings. But this time, even the loyalists are afraid. The house is burning, and no one knows who lit the match. Whether the rumors of President Ramaphosa's pending arrest hold truth or not, one fact is undeniable: the political damage has already been done. Public trust in the presidency has eroded further, and with every hour that passes without a direct address from Ramaphosa himself, suspicion mounts that his control is slipping away. If reports of senior officials fleeing the country are accurate, South Africa may be on the brink of a major political upheaval, or even a constitutional crisis. Analysts warn that a sudden vacuum in leadership could trigger factional violence within the ANC, or ignite widespread protests across the nation. Yet others believe this may be the country's defining moment, an opportunity to demand accountability and push for genuine transformation after decades of corruption and secrecy. As dusk falls over Johannesburg, the question resonates across the city's skyline, from the townships to the glass towers of Sandton: is this the beginning of the end for Cyril Ramaphosa's presidency, or just another storm in South Africa's long and turbulent political saga? The answer remains uncertain. But what is clear is that power in South Africa is shifting, quietly, dangerously, and irreversibly. The walls that once protected the untouchable are beginning to crack, and those who once stood above the law may soon find themselves standing before it. For now, Johannesburg waits. In the dim glow of city lights, one emotion dominates the night: a shared, unspoken fear of what comes next.